Greetings. Today's tutorial is going to give you the highlights of the ShowBiz Instructions Part 1. But before you begin that, let's review the items from the list in the module, what you need to start your budget. The first thing you need to do is download the ShowBiz free 30-day trial. If for some reason you've already done this for a previous class before this course, you need to see John Bowen in the UCF Film Equipment Room. He can arrange to give you key card access to the computer lab behind the locked hallway there that has the program on there, and you can use it again for the purposes of this assignment. You can also see if your roommate was willing to download it onto his or her computer, or if you have two computers. Apparently it does see what your IP address is and not just your email, so that would be another way to take care of getting the free trial. You also obviously will have completed your one-liner schedule because you're going to need information from that document. You're going to need to dictate how many days, how many shooting days your schedule came out to, and you're also going to have to run a day out of days report, which will tell you how many days each of the speaking parts have been scheduled to work. You're going to need that information to complete the budget. Next, you have to complete the assumptions page form, which is provided on that page. And that's the brief little synopsis of who directed the movie, who produced it, how many days your shoot came out to, whether you have lots of stunts, questions like that. So make sure you have that completed. You want to make sure you have the data sheet instruction form, which is something I put together to assist you in doing the assignment. I went through every account in the budget, and I went ahead and made up some item that you'd have to purchase or rent or pay for each category in the budget, so that you get practice at entering things in different ways, because different items get entered in a different way, and that you will learn how to, you will touch every account in some way so that you become a little bit familiar with how the budget is set up. So that's provided for you. It's also a requirement for the assignment. You can't make up your own numbers. You have to follow that sheet. You also will need to download the budget template, which is a .mbb file. That means it was created in ShowBiz. You can only open it in ShowBiz, so don't download it and then try to open it and get upset because it's not opening. It will open through the ShowBiz software once you've downloaded that onto your desktop. So once you've done all those things and gotten all that prep work taken care of, you can sit down and actually begin the budget. So let's get to it. Okay, so you're going to open the ShowBiz program. You downloaded the free trial. You're going to go up here and go Open, because of course you've downloaded the budget template already, and you cannot open this without the program. So you open this, and here we have our interface. So one of the nice things about ShowBiz is that you can start over here on the left on the tabs in the middle here and just work your way across. That's the same sequence that the memo is written in. So the first thing you're going to do is add titles, and as per the instructions, you're going to put in the director, Peter Sollett, and so on. Producers, date of script, date of budget, that all goes under titles. Under comments is where your assumptions page now comes into play. So you are going to open your assumptions page that you have completed as per the instructions. This is the instruction version, it's not completed. Copy. Come up here and paste. Voila. So I can read that you have correctly completed your assumptions. Next would be the Summary tab, which also means the top sheet. I don't know why they don't just call it top sheet, but they had to be new and different. So as you can see, this is the top sheet. This is the summary of the accounts. It's not the detail. That's under Budget. Here you can see the individual charges that you're going to come up with to create the summary and the complete budget. There is nothing that you need to add it on this page. This is all the way it's supposed to be. If you had to go in here and edit these category names, account names, you could, but you don't need to do that. What you do want to do is go into Views and make sure that you're looking at the right thing, which you are. It's the MFA budget. You don't want cost report, you want budget. So that's That's good. So the first account we're going to play with here is screenplay. So there it is there. I want the detail version. I also have to go in here up to the right category and account and hit detail. Writers, script copies, other charges. In the far right corner over here, make sure that you're in detail mode. So you see this yellow box down here. And to enter data in the writer's line, click on the Add button all the way down here and click Add. And a little box will come up that will allow you to put information in there for this account number 1103, Writers. In there, for the name of the writer, you're going to put Peter Sollitt. This is a act of respect for the man who wrote and directed 5 Feet and Rising. Under description, we're going to put first draft, because that's his first draft of the script. Now, in this case, we're going to put a 1 and then under unit, allow, because he's getting a flat one-time payment. It's not calculated by 12 weeks or 45 hours or anything like that. It's a flat deal. And in this case, we're giving him $5,000 because we can. And we're done. And now you hit this. And there it is. It shows up in the detail. Peter Sollitt, first draft, $1,000, subtotal, total. If we went back to the summary page, we now see that under screenplay, there's $5,000. So there you have it. We've done our first entry. At this point, I'd like to explain how to do globals. You see this little globe up here and the icons up in the upper left, globals. This allows you to set a code so that on something in the budget that never changes, like the number of shoot days, because that never changes. People have different prep periods, they have different wrap periods, but the shoot is the shoot. It's the same number of days no matter what. Now I've gone up here and already created one for you. It's called, the code is P. The description is principal photography, which is another name for the shoot period or production. And I put the number 20 in here, which is a random number. You need to go in there and change it so that it reads the number of shoot days that you came up with your script, with your breakdown. So let's say that number came out to 9 days. So changes 9. I'm going to hit return. And there we have it. Now, how do we use this global? Where does it come into play? Let's go into the producers unit, and we'll set up the globals table, which we've done. So we want to put money in the producer, in the detail, go down to the lower left corner, add, producer, name, we're going to leave the name blank, and in the quantity, we're going to assume that this producer is only being paid for the shoot period. So now I'm going to enter my code, P. When I tab over, and we're paying him, her, $1,000 a week. And now when I hit OK, it has gone ahead and built in, because I used the code, it knows that it's supposed to be 9. Because I've assigned the value of 9. 9 shoot days is what P means. So he's in there for the right amount of days. So this will be very handy when I go through and I enter the first AD, and I enter the script supervisor, and the grip crew. They're all going to work the same period of the shoot period, and I can just make it the one number. This really helps when you need to change the number of shoot days. Let's say you reschedule and now you need 11 days. Now you just go in and you change it up in the global table. You don't change it on every individual crew person. So that's where that comes into handy. The important thing to remember is to enter everything with the global that you would want to be adjusted if you did want to change it at some point. So don't forget. All right, that wraps it up for ShowBiz Instructions Part 1. And in Module 11, you can see the tutorial for ShowBiz Instructions Part 2. Good luck and have fun!